Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Intelligence Brief. We're looking at current events in the South Asian region today.
Right. Good morning.
So today is June 1st, 2026, and I want to explicitly state the mission of this deep dive before we get started. We are here to present the facts to you calmly and professionally.
Exactly. Just examining the different courses of action and perspectives without, generating fear.
Yeah, we're kind of aiming for that trusted evening news anchor vibe from the 1960s, just giving you the objective facts.
It's the best way to handle this kind of heavy data,
It
honestly.
really is. Now, this deep dive is sponsored by ProWave AI, and it's generated by Stylo News, which is an AI-powered news application.
Right. And for those who don't know, Stylo News is actually the consumer version of the Stylo Intel Ops software.
Yeah, which is a tool originally designed for enterprise operations,
Yeah.
right? Like government, military, big business.
Exactly. So by tuning in, you're getting unique access to the exact same type of intelligence tool designed to support global decision makers.
It's pretty incredible. So the topic for today's deep dive is South Asia on edge, borders, alliances, and rising tensions.
A very fitting title given the data.
Right. We'll be focusing on South Asia, looking at the primary patterns of events over the past 2 weeks, basically mid to late May 2026.
And the intelligence sources from May 13 to May 29 show us that the region is experiencing this elevated but highly fragmented instability.
Yeah, the phrasing they use is really interesting. They say it's shifting from linear war to, what was it, algorithmic or narrative-driven conflict.
Right, narrative-driven conflict. It's a huge shift.
Okay, let's start with the most immediate interstate friction point, which is the India-Pakistan border.
Yes, the line of control.
Right. Now, the intelligence assesses the risk of a full-scale war as, well, moderate to low right now, but the risk of limited escalation is high.
Very high, actually. We're seeing persistent crisis conditions along the Lassia, particularly in areas like Kupwara, Karen, and Poonch.
And a lot of this is the aftermath of India's Operation Sindoor, isn't it?
It is. That operation led to a much more assertive retaliatory posture from New Delhi.
Right. They're drawing a very hard line.
Exactly. And in response, Pakistan is heavily leaning into deterrence signaling. There are these unverified but highly credible reports that they've deployed the Fatah-4 cruise missile.
Which is significant, right?
Extremely. It's a system with an 800-kilometer range.
Ah, well.
Yeah, so that easily puts New Delhi within striking distance.
Okay, let's unpack this. If we look at the decision makers, the Indian military leadership is issuing these severe warnings about cross-border terrorism.
Right. And on the flip side, Pakistani military-linked voices, like the ISPR, are just hammering home their deterrence capabilities and this idea of survival.
But both sides know that nuclear deterrence and the economic costs are the ultimate brakes on escalation.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
Neither economy can sustain a conventional war right now.
So is this dynamic similar to, like, a high-stakes chess match where both sides are just aggressively moving pieces to prove they can, relying on this mutual understanding that nobody actually wants to flip the board?
What's fascinating here is that the military posturing is actually creating what we call crisis instability.
Crisis instability.
Yeah. Because of new technologies and these incredibly short warning times, nuclear proximity leaves very little room for controlled conventional escalation.
So even a tiny mistake.
Exactly. Even small border skirmishes turn into major deterrence tests instantly.
Because there's no time to pick up the phone and talk it out?
Right, the warning time is just too compressed.
That is terrifying. But we also need to look away from the heavily guarded international borders because the internal friction within these nations themselves is severe.
Yeah, arguably, domestic unrest is currently a much greater threat to regional stability than any foreign invasion.
Let's break that down. Starting with Pakistan, the intelligence points to this compound instability.
It's a mix of severe economic fragility, based on recent IMF assessments, combined with a surge in militant attacks.
Right. We're seeing Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, the TTP, launching major attacks in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
Like that massive attack on the Bajar camp.
Yeah, exactly. And then you also have Balak militant attacks on transport corridors.
The Quetta railway bombing.
Right. And that threatens China's Belt and Road investments, doesn't it?
It directly targets them, yes, which puts immense pressure on Islamabad.
Now, on the Indian side, we have to impartially report on the ongoing issues there as well. There is severe ethnic violence and blockades in Manipur.
Which is seriously threatening their eastern connectivity.
Yeah. And on top of that, there are communal clashes in West Bengal, specifically in Asansol and also in Bhopal. plus militant incidents in Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir.
It's a lot of internal pressure for any government to handle.
It is. And the leaders are reacting strongly. Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Asif, issued this really stern warning to Afghanistan's Taliban government.
Right, demanding written assurances to stop militant sanctuaries or else face military action.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Indian Union Home Minister Amit Shah is enforcing a strict zero-tolerance border policy. He's implementing this smart border project.
And ordering the demolition of any illegal structures within 15 kilometers of international borders.
Just to physically curb infiltration.
Exactly. It's a massive security sweep.
So let me ask you this. Does domestic vulnerability actually incentivize leaders to engage in external confrontation?
How do you mean?
Like using foreign threats as a diversionary tactic, to unite a fractured public at home.
Oh, absolutely. When internal conditions are weak, a state's resilience drops.
Right.
The most dangerous escalation pathway right now isn't a deliberate invasion. It's a mass casualty internal terrorist attack.
Because it forces their hand.
Yes. It forces a government to retaliate across a border just to save face domestically. They have to look strong.
Wow, so the internal weakness directly drives the external aggression. Which brings us to the next point. These internal struggles are causing these nations to rapidly seek new external partnerships.
The strategic realignments happening right now are massive.
Let's talk about Bangladesh. Under Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, they are doing a major strategic pivot.
It's a historic shift, really. Moving Bangladeshi civil servant training from India to Lahore, Pakistan.
That is huge.
It fundamentally rewrites their bureaucratic alignment. And they're also looking at acquiring Pakistani-Chinese JF-17 fighter jets.
Along with renewed outreach to China.
Yes.
And there is a resource friction too, right?
Yeah.
Environmental diplomacy is at play here.
Oh, the water issues. Yes. Bangladesh announced a major barrage project on the Padma River.
Which directly challenges India's Farakka barrage.
Right. And this is all happening just ahead of the expiration of the 1996 Ganga Water Treaty.
So the timing is definitely not an accident.
Not at all. It's highly calculated.
And Pakistan is reaching out to Russia, right?
Yes, strengthening defense ties with Bangladesh and looking to Moscow, while India is strongly asserting itself at the UN Security Council.
Condemning Pakistan's cross-border violence.
Exactly.
Here's where it gets really interesting. It sounds like a geopolitical game of musical chairs.
That's a good way to put it.
Like traditional alliances are just being actively rewritten based on who can provide the most immediate economic and military relief.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these realignments create this multi-front pressure axis for India.
Right, they feel surrounded.
Yes, it drastically increases New Delhi's perception of encirclement. And at the same time, it allows Pakistan to diversify its strategic relevance away from just Western alliances.
So how is this playing out on the ground?
Yeah.
The intelligence includes an analysis of social media sentiment on X from May 2026.
Right, to see how citizens are processing this in real time.
Yeah. And in India, the sentiment is predominantly nationalistic, pro-government, and very security-focused.
But also showing deep concerns over those multi-front threats we just talked about.
And civilizational grievances. Oh, and the intelligence noted the emergence of that cockroach Janta Party social media controversy.
Yeah, that was highly polarizing.
It really was. Now, in Pakistan and Bangladesh, the tone is very defiant. Users are celebrating standing, quote, eye to eye with India.
But beneath that, there is intense anxiety over economic disparity, fuel prices, internal political crises.
Right, people are struggling. And in Afghanistan, the sentiment is completely different. It's centered heavily on humanitarian crises.
Yeah, the flash floods. It's a sharp contrast to the military focus of their neighbors.
Okay, let me push back on this a bit. With the intelligence noting a shift toward this narrative-driven conflict.
Yeah.
How much of this online hostility is just organic public frustration? And how much is deliberate hybrid warfare meant to force the hands of decision makers?
Well, it's a mix, but the echo chamber effect is what's truly dangerous.
Because it amplifies everything.
Right. Highly polarized, conspiracy-tinged sentiment removes the political breathing room for diplomacy.
The leaders have to react to the mob.
Exactly. When the public demands retaliation online, it compresses the time leaders have to peacefully de-escalate crises. They lose their diplomatic maneuvering room.
That makes a lot of sense. So bringing all these facts together, what does the intelligence suggest we should watch for in the near future?
Well, the good news is that full-scale regional war remains unlikely.
Okay, that is a relief.
Yeah. The most likely near-term events are just continued militant attacks and rhetorical escalation.
So, a lot of tough talk and localized violence. The intelligence actually gives us three key watch points.
Right.
Number one, a localized India-Pakistan border incident coupled with militant attribution.
Number 2, escalating Afghanistan-Pakistan cross-border clashes, specifically tied to those TTP sanctuary dispute.
And number three, India-Bangladesh friction over border fencing and that water sharing issue on the Padma River.
This raises an important question, though. How will the international community mediate these overlapping sub-threshold crises?
Yeah, before an accidental miscalculation triggers a chain reaction.
Exactly. The global actors observing from the outside have to figure out how to step in effectively.
Well, that officially concludes the briefing portion of our deep dive. I want to quickly explain Stylo News to you all.
Right, the tool we use to build this brief.
Yeah. It's a mobile and computer app that you can download and totally customize to receive your own personal intelligence-style briefs.
It pulls from hundreds of traditional news sources as well as X.
It's incredibly powerful. So if you want AI-powered news on demand, go subscribe to Stylo News by visiting www.stylonews.com.
Highly recommend it.
And please join us this upcoming Friday for the Stylo News Intel Update Strategic Debate.
That's going to be a great one. The topic is North Korea primarily focused on regime survival, or is it actively positioning itself to reshape the balance of power in Northeast Asia?
I can't wait for that discussion. Okay, and with that, we can officially drop the 1960s anchor personas.
Finally, it is actually really hard to stay that stiff and neutral for so long.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I literally had to sit on my hands to stop gesturing.
It's a very different style of broadcasting.
But hey, I want to thank you, the listener, directly for spending your time learning with us today. We really appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in.
Remember, you can always request topics for future deep dives. And definitely follow Stylo News on your favorite social media platforms.
We love seeing your suggestions.
Before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final kind of lingering concept to explore on your own.
Oh, right, the environmental aspect.
Yeah. So while these militaries are out there posturing with missiles and building border fences, the intelligence also briefly mentioned these massive environmental disasters in the Hindu Kush region.
Those flash floods in Afghanistan were devastating.
Truly awful. And it makes you wonder, could the accelerating impacts of climate change, like failing crops and catastrophic flooding, ultimately force these highly guarded borders to just collapse from environmental migration?
Like long before any conventional war is ever declared.
Exactly. Mother Nature might just render those borders completely meaningless.
It's a really intense possibility.
So what does this all mean for the future of the nation state itself? Something to think about. Thanks so much for listening, everyone.
Make